Today, I'm going to be flying all the way from Utah to New Jersey for an event called Flagship. For those who don't know what that is, it's the opening day of Spirit Halloween. But first, I'm going to see some friends. Good morning, everybody. But before Flagship, we figured we'd do some other things since we were in New Jersey. First off was the American Dream Mall. We messed around a lot on these weird animal car things and tried out Mr. Beast Burger. This was my first time trying it, and honestly, it's about as good as any other fast food. It's just a huge novelty since it is Mr. Beast. Next we went over to Nickelodeon Universe, and oh my goodness, I've never been to an indoor amusement park. This is so cool. This place is crazy. I've never seen anything like it. I had the opportunity to meet the SpongeBob SquarePants, and we rode roller coasters for the rest of the day. My favorite one was definitely Shell Raisers. Also, Ryan got stuck. Once we were all coastered out for the day, we decided to go home and plan for the next day. Something new, something fresh, something that's another amusement park. For the second day, we went to Six Flags. But at this point, you probably know how amusement parks go. Roller coasters, roller coasters, roller coasters, and tragedy. I have the worst luck. I just went over to King Jaka. It broke down about the time that we showed up to the queue. So then we went over to Green Lantern, and Green Lantern stopped right when we got over to the station.
Right when we got there. This guy has the worst luck ever.
And all of these have super long lines to get to the places, so it's absurd to get there and then it breaks.
Operations. Wah, wah, wah.
Frick you!
Think we can settle?
Other than that, this was an awesome day, and another day down leading up to Flagship. We're gonna go over to Superman and see if I can close that one too. Another day, another disaster. This time we went to the movies to see Haunted Mansion. It was so awesome to see everybody because so many haunters came up that we filled half the theater. It was pretty crazy. And as for the movie, although it had really janky special effects, I thought that it was a super fun watch. It was very funny, and I would suggest watching it with friends. Tyler, what did you think of the movie?
I honestly really liked it. The biggest piss of my life.
Oh, he's good. Okay. Next, it was time to head straight for Flagship. We played out our elaborate plan and ended up being the first group in line. I was number 3. After making a very important trade, I've acquired the hat I'll wear for the rest of the trip. It was so hot while we were there. It was around 95 degrees almost all the time and felt much hotter because of the humidity. This is double the humidity of Utah where I live. Despite the heat, we were having so much fun, and there was a crazy amount of people. But that night a storm came, and it was crazy. It ended up flooding everybody's tents. And Grim was there. Then later in the morning, a gorilla showed up, terrorizing the guests of Flagship. Nobody could stop it from unleashing its rage on fans of Spirit Halloween. Nobody knew why it was there or who it was. Just kidding, it was me. With that ordeal over with, we began Flagship Day. There were so many people, it was absurd. And we got to see the tombstones from Spirit Halloween's trailer. After a while of hanging out and playing games, we lined up for the final time for its grand opening. I felt like a king standing in the front looking upon all my loyal subjects.
Number 1!
I mean, it'd be cool to go. Where's Mojo? Whoa, that's a big box. It was absolute chaos once we got in. This is probably the most busy you'll ever see a Spirit Halloween. Once I got the prop that I wanted, it was time to film videos for the rest of the day. After that, we headed back to the campsite to look at our huge haul. Brick Thunder immediately started making setup videos in this crazy heat, while the rest of us cooled off in the trailer working on what we had already filmed. But after everything was said and done, and after a second long tiring day of being at Spirit Halloween, we came back to Tyler's house to get everything situated. And that's how I moved in with Tyler G. Just kidding, I went off to the airport to go home. And that was a hard task to fulfill because this was an awesome trip and it was sick meeting everybody. It was my first time traveling without family, and honestly, I think that it went well. It was hard to say goodbye to everybody, but the deed was done, and I came back to Utah.